Storms swept across the Northeast Tuesday, leaving sporadic damage in their wake from New England to the Carolinas. During the onslaught, an apparent funnel cloud descended above the biggest city in America. With all the eyes in New York City, confirming a waterspout or tornado should be pretty easy, right? That has since proved not to be the case, although these things can take time. The reports of a possible Big Apple waterspout started coming in just after 4 p.m. Tuesday. Several eyewitness accounts and social media videos pointed to a waterspout as the cause for alarm. A supposed funnel formed on the leading edge of a line of storms. Although this is not the most typical place for cloud-based rotation to develop, it can happen. Spinning storms are often thought of as the lone, discrete supercell boomers that are isolated and have room to twist. Developing rotation along a line of storms is comparatively more difficult. While it's easy to picture a supercell as a spinning top, imagine trying to spin a 2x4. Understandably, twisters that form along the shear zones ahead of squall lines are often more difficult to figure out. The environment was indeed conducive to a turning of the winds ahead of storms Tuesday. The National Weather Service in Boston even mentioned the possibility of a short-lived spin-up in its morning briefing to meteorologists. As warm air ahead of the storm screams in from the south to feed them, cold air collapsing from the north can brush up against. The resulting friction between two oppositely moving air masses can generate little horizontal whirls known as kinks in the line that occasionally move beneath the updraft and produce a tornado. Something like that may have happened in nearby Ashford, Conn. NWS issued a tornado warning for Windham County at 4 p.m. Tuesday afternoon, later receiving several reports of tree damage from the area. A survey crew is investigating the damage this morning to determine whether a tornado may have occurred. From my point of view, based on the info we have, the Big Apple's now famous and scary-looking cloud was more likely a cloud type with a lot less fanfare called scud. Scud forms when moist air is chilled and condensed by a nearby cool downdraft. Because the moist air feeds the storm, scud is often seen rising up into the base of a thunderstorm and has on occasion been known to trick people into thinking a tornado was forming. Several images and videos of the waterspout look-alike depict a ragged appearance on the edge. Waterspouts and tornadoes are typically smoother on the periphery, given the organized tube of low pressure needed for their formation. Scud, on the other hand, is a lot more sloppy, similar to what was seen in the video. And, of course, a waterspout would rotate. While Doppler radar shows little, if any cloud-based rotation, waterspouts can sometimes be sneaky and form from local spin that hides below the radar beam. The same thing can happen with squall-line tornadoes. This does not appear to be the case though, as several viewers stated the cloud was not rotating, which video seems to confirm. Lastly, a waterspout would have developed from the cloud base down. A time lapse from New York's News 12 shows what looks to be a chunk of scud rising up into the storm cloud before the funnel-like structure was apparent. So why did this cloud happen? Thunderstorms were in the process of collapsing at the time. This was evidenced by the fact that cloud top heights were dropping as the storms weakened toward the coast. This sent a rush of cool air known as outflow ahead of the storms. The juxtaposition of rising and sinking motion can sometimes create a horizontal vortex tube along the outflow boundary. Since the air is invisible, we rarely see this slowly rolling tube. But once in a while, objects on the ground near the coastline, such as jagged terrain or even buildings, can cut into the tube. This process breaks the horizontal tube into a few smaller vortices that can be tilted vertically. When that happens, scud that is entrained into one of these weak eddies can give the appearance of being a funnel. While it's certainly possible that a waterspout could happen in Tuesday's environment, it does not seem the likeliest answer in this case.